Hello my dear friends, our today's video is Dan Gibson's research on Qibla, ignoring Qibla itself. Research is not to validate the personal prejudices. Dan Gibson claims to research on Qibla, but he did nothing on the Qibla itself. Probably he did not get the permission, or he avoided it in fear of losing his own footing about Petra. The question naturally arises how far his research is acceptable. He talks about archaeology and Islam without having a sight of the graveyard of Mecca. His claim of finding no archaeological evidence in Mecca before the 9th century is both wrong and unethical. The graveyard of Mecca bears the evidences of thousands of years past. No, graveyard is not beyond the range of archaeology. According to the Encarta Dictionary, archaeology is the study of ancient cultures through remains. The scientific study of ancient cultures through the examination of their material remains, such as buildings, graves, tools, and other artifacts usually dug up from the ground. So, grave is one of the primary elements for an archaeological research on a city. Dan Gibson has failed to fulfill this first and foremost need for his research on determining the age of Mecca city. The first martyr of Islam, Hazrat Sumaya radiallahu ta'ala anha, is lying in the graveyard of Mecca. She died in the 7th century. The 6th century grave of the Prophet's grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, is also in Mecca. 4th and 5th century buildings are also there. The remnants of the house of Hazrat Khadiza radiallahu ta'ala anha are still visited by people every day. If anybody claims the opposite to this truth, he is either ignorant or lying. You please have a look on the ruined house of Hazrat Khadiza radiallahu ta'ala anha. It was much older than the 6th century. Mecca is older than any other living city. It was known among the Europeans as Mecca in pre-Christian era. Ptolemy's map is the best witness. Medina was known as Yathriba. Both were respectively entered and marked well on the same spots of modern Mecca and Medina as Mecca and Yathriba in Ptolemy's map. So, Dan Gibson is totally wrong. He has falsified the real status of Mecca. His research on Mecca is a fraud, and his claim that Mecca was not on any early map is also false. It is 100% deceptive and defective because there is no map earlier than that of Ptolemy. So, his words about Mecca and Qibla are not acceptable at all. Dan Gibson's inherent and inbuilt ideas about Islam is as wrong as those of a radical Christian about it. It is his bygone legacy to hate Islam. Otherwise, he would never claim to have done research on Islam and Qibla without having a close study of the Qibla or Mecca itself. You know, It is not impossible to determine the age of the Kaaba, nor is it beyond man's capacity to determine the age of the Zamzam. In both the cases, truth would flash out against Dan Gibson's false claims, and his overacting for Petra would diminish to dust.